It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Hello, model citizens. Welcome to Humanity Junction. Tonight on Trains and Tech, I'm going to go over my inventory process that I'm going through again, because if you don't do it once and you don't do it twice, you might as well do it many times. So I thought I would talk about the next iteration of my inventory. I am slightly frazzled tonight. I thought my setup was a little bit more together than it actually was. So things are going to be a little bit of an adventure tonight. I don't know about anybody else, but that intro seemed to last forever, and I don't know what happened, but yeah. I don't know. Okay, so Steve Childers is pointing to the poll that I got going on right now. What do you use for your model railroading inventory? I said paper and pen, spreadsheet software, example Excel, model railroad specific. So I would classify Steve using JMRI as model railroad specific. I get that, yes, you can export it to Excel, but your main database is being stored in a model railroad specific program. So let's see, we have 35 votes, and so far we have 44% of the people saying they don't know what they have, which I gotta admit I find kind of interesting. I would have thought that there were a couple more people that knew what they had, but you know, I guess some people just like living on the edge, as the case may be. I am trying, oh, that's what it is. I just needed to scroll down. I was trying to see something, I couldn't get it to show up. I hope people are doing well. Yeah, some people just look through the boxes to see what's there. So my problem is that I think I know what I have, and then I end up purchasing three of different things, and that's where I get stuck, and then I end up buying more of whatever. Yes, Bernard, we all know you don't know what you're doing. I think there are a lot of us that fall into that category, but we pretend to know what we're doing, on TV. I play a smart person on TV. Inventory database systems are very limited for Mac users. That's kind of true. I use Excel on Mac, so that's definitely one of my solutions for Mac. What I do as well, though, is I have a PC, and that PC is this one that I'm streaming on right now. And what I do is when I'm sitting in the apartment is I remote into this computer. So by remoting into this computer, that's what enables me to then, I'm looking at my head. I feel like I'm really skinny and I don't think I lost any weight. So I'm thinking, I don't know if, anyway, I log into this PC and I do things remotely. So what I'm working with right now is two things. I've got this Excel spreadsheet, and I think people have seen this before. Maybe let's see if I can remember how to close the ribbon. Oh, I think it's just this. Show ribbon. Show tabs only. Okay, so this is. Why does it do that? Show tabs only. Okay, so this is what I use or have been using for my inventory. I keep trying to import it in and out of various programs. At one point, I was importing it in and out of JMRI, but I've decided not to use JMRI because JMRI doesn't do car cards, and I really want. Yeah, I know. It's going to be one of those nights. Car cards and JMRI don't really go well together. It's not that they don't go well together. I don't know how to integrate car cards into JMRI, and I'm not a prototypical modeler. I need help, kind of stuff with my ops scheme, I guess you can say. So I've decided I'm going to use Albion ShipIt, and this is what I was trying to fix at the top of the show. And what I ended up doing instead of fixing it, is I locked up my computer. So here it is now. So this is Albion ShipIt, and the database side of it is called Railbase. If you were around in the 1990s using computers, this interface might look familiar to you. I feel like this is, I feel like the interface is kind of dated, but I don't know. I think it's going to work for what I need, so I'm going forward with it, and we'll kind of see, we'll see what happens. Container Man says 50,000 O scale. I don't know if I have more in my muscle car or my trains. 10,000 for the car. Yeah, Railbase allows you to put in car values, and I'm a little afraid to do it, but I did have an app on my phone. At one point, I had the Woodland Scenics app on the phone, but you couldn't interface that app with any ops program. And my goal is if I'm going to keep my database if I'm going to keep my inventory in a database, then I want it to link to what I'm trying to do with operations. Yeah, a lot of people just wing it. All right, let's see what Cameron has to say. Yes, Roy Eltham, I think I need to be nice and try not to be a major pain tonight. Seems that Heath has done enough. Yeah, exactly. Lynn says just run trains. That's where when I started back into this hobby in 2019, that is absolutely where I was at. Just pulled off the shelf what I wanted to pull off the shelf. And like, that's just what I was gonna do. And I thought that was gonna be it, but then I got into this ops thing, and I'm now a little ops obsessed. I'll probably swing back in the other direction a little bit at some point, but that's where I am at this point. I am a big fan of some of the free things available, like Open Office or LibreOffice. I don't know Calc spreadsheet, but you could always just use Google Sheets. I know a lot of people use Google Sheets because then when they're at a train show, they get access their inventory. Russ says 50,000 total, both O and HO. It's amazing. The stuff adds up. That is for sure. So Robert, just little side story. I still have 2 OSs loaded onto this computer. So every time I reboot this computer, a blue screen comes up and it says, which OS would you like to boot? So right before tonight's show, I decided to reboot the computer because I was making a bunch of changes and shifting stuff around. And when that blue screen came up after rebooting my computer, I just about fainted. So, how would you place value on custom built pieces? So for me, the value is a little bit twofold. One is what I spent on it, and then the other one would be what value it could be sold for. And if I'm not mistaken, if we go into one of these elements here and go over to assets, I don't know how well you guys can see this, but we can do this. This will zoom in a little bit further. So it says date acquired, appraisal date, and then original cost and current value. So I can put in like what I paid for it and when I purchased it, and then I can put in the current value based on, whatever today's date is. So I will definitely likely do that, but some info I have, some info I don't. Yeah, I definitely. The last thing I need is my wife to find out what my collection's really worth. Let's wait until I'm dead for that. But if you wait until you're dead, then how is your wife going to know what to sell your stuff for? And your wife may end up selling me your entire model railroad collection for $100. Yeah, that's a big part of it too, I guess, is a little bit my OCD. I've been having a really hard time getting to the layout back here to test and troubleshoot the turnouts. So I needed to do some cleanup, and part of the cleanup thing happened was, if you guys remember, I've got a problem. I don't know, I think I got rid of that image, but I've got a problem, and it involves buying too much stuff. So I've got extra stuff like this bin of cars and stuff that I don't really have a good spot for. So in order to get to the bench top, I have to start dealing with things in bins like this. I did think about barcodes. What I think I'm going to do instead of barcodes is I think I'm going to use RFID at some point. I did buy some little RFID tags that should fit inside the box cars and the locomotives in N scale. And I think I'm going to play with RFID stuff instead of barcodes. But we'll see. Yeah, and Barry, that's that's essentially what I did with this Excel spreadsheet. Is I just sort of said, okay, like what information do I want to put in here, and just kind of went to town. I made it sortable. Um, so it's, this is a decent method of collection that I have, but it doesn't it doesn't help me with my operations. I still have to then go and like manually make the car cards and manually make waybills and all that kind of stuff. So the goal is to kind of move this over into a new system as well. Dave, that's a good point. I've been getting a lot of metal wheel sets, and I am definitely going to put resistors on them. So, yeah, an MTL car from the 1990s that have old couplers and trucks, by the time I'm done with them, will probably be worth more than I paid for them. But, again, it's like, how much can I really be able to, sell them for, right? And that's where I think this is interesting, is that you can put in a appraisal. Where is it? You can put in an appraised date and value, which would be the current value. You can also put in a condition, which I think is kind of cool here. The other thing that this does that is going to take me way long to do is you can put images in. And yes, this is a boxcar, and I have locomotive images because I just took and dumped in some random images that I had just to sort of test things. Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be a future way of keeping track of things that is worth getting into. Bernard, I have done that many times, and that's why, if I am in any doubt that I might have the car, I just don't buy it. Yeah. Displains Hobbies posted a picture on Facebook of their N-scale inventory because somebody was asking about it. And I posted on the picture and I said, yeah, I think that kind of looks like my my shelves as well. Air tags would be too expensive. I think it's like $75 for 4 air tags. So if you have 100 cars, I don't even want to do the math. Whereas with the RFID tags, you can get I think 500 RFID tags for like $20 or something like that. So it's, whatever. Yeah. That is the thing. I'm going to have to take pictures, probably clean up all the pictures, get them all put in here and all that kind of stuff. Here's what's fun about the pictures, though. Once you put the pictures in, when you go to print out the car cards, and I just crashed this thing again. Yeah, this is a little. It's a little. Yeah. Anyway, when you go to print out the car cards, what you then get, if you've done it right. Yeah, Dave, and that's why I'm going to do RFID. It's purely because of the quantity. Ops Buddy's interesting what he's doing. It is an Excel sheet, I think. Yeah, but it's switch lists, which is what I am not planning on using. So where'd it go? There it is. So this is what the output of the inventory is going to kind of look like. You can kind of make out, let's see if I zoom in. So you can make out, what this is going to look like. I need to fix the logo so that it's not distorted. But basically, you would print these out and cut them out, and you would have all of this. I think it's on page 19. So if you have a photo, this is what your car card would look like with your photo. So yes, the waybill would be blocking it slightly, but if you wanted to know what your car looked like, it would be printed out right on your car card. So that's another big reason that I want to do the pictures as well. And I was absolutely thinking about using, there are a lot of people out there that have made Excel spreadsheets that will output car cards that you can print out and cut. What those Excel spreadsheets are missing is the connection to a ops based software, right? So like JMRI Operations Pro, you can put in all of your rolling stock, you can put in your industries, you can, decide like, oh, this industry gets, corn on every, other day, and like what, like you can put all this stuff in, and then it, gives you your, your trains. It builds out to your trains and everything. I don't know. I don't know enough about operations to create all of it by myself. So that's a big reason why I am trying to get into this this system, this thing called Albion ShipIt with Railbase and car cards and all of that stuff as well. Cameron, I thought you said you were going to be nice tonight and not give me a hard time. I guess that didn't work out. Yeah, for an N scaler, I think having the pictures on the layout or on the car cards will definitely help. And Ray, I don't think it's not so much that my layout is complicated. It's just that I just don't know what I'm doing. So in essence, so today, you want to see how weird today is? I don't know how well this is going to work. You can't even see it. I am wearing one slipper on one foot and nothing on the other foot and walking around, and the other slipper was in the center of the room. That's how my day is going. But back to this. Yeah. My layout's pretty small. It's not that complicated as well. If I knew enough about operations, I could probably figure it all out on my own. I'm using I'm using ShipIt to create the movement of the cars, in essence, to help me bring a little bit of randomness to it as well. I operate on some layouts where you take the same exact car to the same exact spot at every op session. And while I do enjoy that because, it gives me a chance to actually get something right by doing it multiple times, I also, for me, I just need a little bit of the randomness as well. So I think Container Man was trying to jump on the bandwagon. My green is darker than Cameron's green, so yeah. And knowing the dysfunction of the slippers, he still didn't correct it. Yeah, I just took the one off. It's sitting over there. I need a Cray supercomputer to keep track of ore cars. You use pins. I like the randomness of the pins that you use. I think that's a neat way as well. Sorry, this is funny to me. I have an Excel spreadsheet called Logistics where I figured it all out by sitting on my stairs and staring at the layout for a long time. I think that's the way most people do it. I think a lot of people that get into operations actually, actually know a little bit about freight service. I spent my life growing up in the Northeast Quarter. I thought passenger trains were all that it was, all that there was. Yeah, Jub, I've been having enough problems with things lately in this space that I don't have anything running behind me. That's another reason I want to clean up, though, is I want to get the trains running up overhead, because I think that is that's a necessity, getting these overhead trains running, getting the O scale and the G scale running again, just because that's a lot of fun. I have too much stuff. I'm starting to give some of my stuff away. Andy Estep is getting this book because he wanted this book. I've got 2 other books here that I'm giving away. I need to just start getting rid of stuff. Did I mention I have a problem? Have I talked about that yet? Let's see. Variety is important. That's what I don't like about the time saver. Same game every time. Exactly. Yep, I agree. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, that's where I'm at as well. Like this spreadsheet that I have here, I just got really far behind keeping up on it. So I started like stacking cars in different places and lost track a little bit as to what is inventoried and what is not. But according to Ray Arnott, the only right way to do this is the way Don Iris is doing it. That is probably very good advice. Don has been very helpful. Once I get to DCC programming my locomotives, I am absolutely going to be reaching out to Mr. Iris as an expert in the subject, but yeah. No, I haven't gotten a section going yet. I can run trains on this back section, but none of the switch machines are working yet because the room kind of exploded, and then the computer exploded, and then I couldn't get to the. I got stuck. Wow, there you go. Pivot tables of locos and rail cars. If people don't know, pivot tables is kind of a complicated method of using Excel and kind of organizing your data in a spreadsheet. In my opinion, the difference between a hoarder and a collector is that a collector has all of their stuff organized and a hoarder doesn't. Hence the reason why I'm trying to create an Excel spreadsheet, because yeah. Cameron, I know you know that well, because I know you've gotten a couple things from your club as well. I definitely have over 100 locos if you count up all of the different scales. I really hope I don't have over 100 locos in N scale. That said, this is a new locomotive that I'm adding to my collection because, you know, I needed it. So this actually came in the mail today. I was ordering some other stuff. I just realized my little face is not in this one. Not that people probably really want to see my face, but I'm going to find my little face and add my little face to the corner if I can find it, which I can't find it right now. Sorry, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Here it is. So there's my little face, but big. So now I need to make my face smaller. Let's see, how do I do that? It looks like it's selected. Let's try making my face smaller. There we go. Okay. See that? We're fixing things as we go. What was I talking about? Does anybody remember? Oh, I was talking about that I got another package in the mail today. I didn't need this locomotive, but, oh, now I remember what I was going to show you. The reason I got this locomotive is that I wanted this kit from Walthers, Ice House and Icing Platform. I have a lot of reefers, and I thought that I might want, I don't know that I'm going to do the house, or the house might become like a background flat, but I think I'm going to put one or two of these little icing platforms over here, kind of, so like this ITLA kit, oh, you guys can't see that. This ITLA kit back here in the corner, I've got a bunch of space here as well. I might put a little icing station here, so as train cars come in and out of this area, they can get iced as they go on their way. So I wanted to get this. So while I was ordering this, I also ended up getting a couple of other things, like I got these roof details because I don't know why I got those roof details. I don't need those roof details, but I got those roof details. I also got, and where did it go? Here they are. I also got these. They are CSX Ford trucks. Because, you know, I just, Russ, no, she would absolutely kill me. Although, you know, I should start planning something for Valentine's Day because it's coming up quick. But here's this locomotive that I got that I don't need. This is a R.J. Corman locomotive, and the reason why I got it is because R.J. Corman is a branch line, and I just thought that my company might have the guy who is the leader in technology in YouTube streaming modeling an era where ice houses were needed. I'm not modeling any necessarily specific era. I am just modeling, I like those 36, you know, those 36-foot reefers. Oh, where is it? It's somewhere right here. Here it is. These are some of my favorite cars, and I like purchasing them. But they're these, you know, the yellow 36-foot reefers. So these are before my time. These wouldn't be used in my time period, but I like these cars. It's just, I don't know. So if I'm gonna have a bunch of cars, you know, I might as well put an icing thing in there. We'll see, you know, we'll see as well. That could end up being a kit that I sell off because I don't end up using it. But, you know, it got me an R.J. Corman, what's this, the GP something? Oh, -8. It got me this -8. So, is that the Tony Thompson book? The Great White Fleet by John H. White. Sorry, did I say that right? The Great Yellow Fleet. I also have a book called The Great Steel Fleet, which was the New York Central cars, kind of the next generation-ish of boxcars. I also have a book called Billboard Refrigerator Cars, that are, you know, the Billboard refrigerator cars. So, yeah, you know. I'm not teasing you. I'm just fascinated with your why. Maybe I should start a podcast. Yeah. The iced reefer fits within my story. My story being that, it's a company that bought the New York Central branch line and kind of kept it going way past its time to some extent. So it like fits the story, and I like, I like it. No, this should be unless I completely screwed up. I believe this is the 4-axle. Yeah, this is the 4-axle dash 8. So it is the dash 8 40BW. I know there's the dash 8 with the 6-axle, but that is the 4-axle one. Rebuilding rail lines and removal of unused. Yeah. Yeah, usually I think the why is interesting. The why is probably going to change a little bit as things go on. I definitely is this the 6-axle? The B48W is the 6. The why has changed slightly as I've built out the layout. And again, this comes to me not being a prototypical guy, and why using, software to create all this stuff is going to be helpful to me, is that I don't really have a clue what I'm doing. I guess is the gist of it, and I'm just having fun. I don't know. Dash 8 40BW is the 6-axle version, and this is the dash 8 40BW, which is the 4-axle. Is the wide cab 4-axle. There you go. Yeah, see, I don't know that. This is another thing about, the model railroading. I don't know all this stuff. All these like terms and stuff that like this is an Alco S4. This is my KCS locomotive. So this is the bin of stuff that I know definitely needs to get added, and I put it in the bin with the theory that I'm gonna bring it upstairs and possibly enter it. And like here is this is the train's receipt that's got all the pricing and stuff on the side, so that I can enter the pricing in as well. Oh, C40. So the B40 is, oh, right. The B wheel configuration is 4-axle. A C wheel configuration is 6-axle. Like a C-C, I know, is a 6x6, and a B-B. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I did kind of know that, but I didn't know that. I'm just making stuff up. This bin was just put together last night, so it's a relatively, what word am I looking for? It's something recent. It's relatively new. I have several stacked because one day these bins. Yeah, I've got some interesting bins as well that I'm like putting random things in. I've got a bin here that's got like a Pike stuff thing and some kit and stuff in it. This bin says late night on it because it's got my late night structures in it. This bin here has the transfer bridge in it. So I'm like trying to organize stuff so that I can, one, find it when I need it, because that is another problem as well. I have these bins as well. Like this is my track cleaning bin. This is my track laying bin. I'm trying to make bins of stuff. I'm waiting for the new Polar express to arrive. I have a bin label. You do, late night. You have achieved bin labeledness in my my space. Part of why I switch everything to bins too is because if the bins are all similar sizes, I can stack them up, and that stacking bins makes me happy and makes things more organized as well. Yeah, all the bins and stuffs and totes, and I have a big bin and small bins. I don't actually, but that would be a good idea. That'd definitely be a good idea. I thought cement consolidated like a 280. Yeah, you would think that. I'm pretty sure. I mean, if someone could fact check me on that, but I thought I remembered that like the B is 4-axle and the C is 6-axle. I don't know if I'm having fun or if I am just completely going insane. Yeah, that was the word I was looking for. It was a bin with nothing in it, so he filled it. That's the full true story. That is absolutely, absolutely true. Yeah, Adam, I'm not proud of my bins. These are the bins of stuff that I didn't. These are my recent bins, and then I've got bins up here, and then I've got bins up there, and I really need to. Oh, I've got some empty bins though too. Those will be filled soon at some point as well. Have a bin for the label makers. I don't have a bin for the label makers. I have a drawer. So over here, I use these iris drawers. So I have a bin labels for makers. So I've got my 12 millimeter, my white on black, the black on white. These are 18 millimeter, 24 millimeter, different size labels and stuff. So I guess, does that count as a bin if it's a plastic drawer? Is a plastic drawer a bin? I think that is an important question. I thought you said I have about a half dozen boxes of half dozen projects. But if you only have a half dozen, that's pretty good. The longest distance between point A and point B is building a layout in Heath's specialty, but he's having fun, which is what's important. I will say, one of the things that I am getting nervous about is I only have this room for another 2.5 years. And I would really love to get to the point where the last 2 years I have this room that I'm doing op sessions, which means I have 6 months to get this built out and doing op sessions. So I'm getting a little bit nervous about that, and that's kind of, yeah, that's, yeah. Yeah, I like the clear ones, although, you know, when you've got a bunch of clear ones on a shelf and they're like up on the shelf, they can be a little hard to read. Yeah, I need to just get started as well. I know. Blue tubs, I think blue tubs count, sure. Joey, I would love that. One of the holdups with getting all the switches and stuff done is you kind of got to be in multiple places at once. You got to be under the layout and above the layout. And I haven't been motivated enough to clone myself to have myself in 2 separate places. So that's also taken away a little bit of my time. But I am enjoying. I'm enjoying sitting in front of the computer upstairs and building out, you know, these car cards and stuff. I do find that kind of fun, but it also makes me realize just how much. Oh, what happened there? Where'd it go? I don't know where it went. That's what I was trying to bring up, the car cards. It does also make me realize how much work there is to do. I mean, I got to put resistor wheel sets on everything, and that's after I get the layout built. Yeah, oh, not yet. I hope it's not 2025. I hope it's before that. Yeah, I love an apprentice. Why? What's happening in August? Are you coming to visit me in August? All my bins are in eyesight. Nothing over 6 feet high for me. Yeah, when you have an 11-foot high room but an 8-foot by 9-foot room. Well, there you go, Joey. Joey, you're welcome to visit anytime. Yeah, if the cloning machine is in a bin, I have lost that bin. What's the good news, Container Man? What's the good news? I always like a little bit of good news. It's always appreciated. But yeah, so this program's interesting, I gotta say. I don't know. I'm not 100% convinced on it yet. But I'm trying. I'm learning things. It's not the hardest program in the world, but it is a lot of clicks and entries. Oh, good for you, Container Man. That's awesome. Good job. Fantastic. Yeah, 13 in 2 months. That's real numbers there. A new 3D printer. I'd love that's a boy. Part of me is very glad that I'm in a small room because if I had a 3D printer, I don't think I'd ever get this layout done because I'd be goofing around with 3D printed stuff. There is a swap meet in April, and what I'm really hoping to do is take a bunch of this stuff that I know I'm not going to need. Yeah, exactly. Take a bunch of this stuff that I know I'm not going to need and just sell it off at the swap meet. Take a bunch of the Lionel O stuff up there that I'm likely not going to run. I got this Lego stuff, which I love. I just don't have anywhere to put it, and it's the amount of stuff is starting to stress me out. I want to go through my books, thin that down a little bit more. Just various organization stuff. Get things out of the way, out from under my feet as well. Yeah, Dave, I mean, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I have an oval of S-scale track, but I need to clean up the track. It's all like rusted and nasty, so I just have to clean it up. Once I get that cleaned up, I can run my S-scale trains. That's really not an issue. The issue is more, do I want to work on the N-scale layout and get that ready and going for operations, or do I want to work on getting another scale of stuff all set up as well? I really wanted a Lego GG1. I'm glad I didn't buy one though, because just of the space. What I have, this is the one that'll be hard to get rid of. I really want to keep this one. I need to find a better spot for it than right here. But the one that I'm going to get rid of is the one that I built on the show, which is the crocodile. It's got the light kit and everything, so I think it's good. We plan to live here while we are still working. We are talking about moving once we retire. So we'll probably be here for another 5 to 8 years or so. The issue is this is a rented space, right? So rent goes up every year. I may or may not be able to renew the lease and that kind of stuff. So Yeah, expansion over contraction. Yeah, no, it's I think it's about time to, I mean, if you know, if I had all the space in the world, yeah, I'd probably keep some of it just for collector purposes. But at the end of the day, um, yeah. Um, but we'll see. Jub, is crime going up in your area? I feel very fortunate because crime is going down in New York City. It's by far the safest big city out there. We have very, very, very low crime here. So if you want a low crime area where you can do whatever the heck you want, come to New York City because people don't give a crap. Yeah. I was gonna so I was actually gonna enter some of this stuff into the inventory like while on stream, but then I had problems getting some stuff set up for the show. But I do think, yeah, crime is going down as well. Oh, it's going up in Colorado. Hmm. Yeah, Antarctica. You could move to Antarctica. I spent my time getting this camera set up. This is a new camera angle. I still got the whole over room camera. I've got the wide view and the close-up view here. So that was what I ended up spending the time kind of getting set up. I also, you know, there's still some little things going on as well with this computer setup that you know, you only find out about it the second you go and start streaming, and um, yeah, it's it's just the way it is. So who knows? Who knows? But yeah. Supplies RTD hasn't made national news. Oh, you're talking about with the accidents? Yeah. Drop down ceiling modules. Ron, when I first got this room, I was very committed to having a layout that could run in loops. And I really wanted an N scale, you know, layout that could just run in circles. And I was thinking for a long time about having something lower down from the ceiling. And then well, two things happens. One, I realized how complicated that would be. And then two, my whole world of model railroading changed when I started getting into operations. And I am much happier with the point-to-point layout that gives me access and doesn't move and all that kind of stuff. So where I am with the layout, David, is all the track is laid back along this side of the layout, but I'm still working on getting the turnouts all tested and working. Once I get that all tested and working, I'll switch over to this side of the layout and do this. And then once I get this all set up and working, I'll work on the little middle stretch between the two. That is by far going to be the hardest section to get wired up. But the rest of this once I get to it, this should be pretty easy to get wired up. I just have to get to it. Containerman, thank you so much for gifting the 5 members ships. Really, really, really do appreciate that. I'm glad to see John Train BFGR, Derek Alexander, Jub, and Adam Cruz, and there should be, and Siegfried Leupold all grabbed membership from Containerman. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm making progress, but it's the last 3 weeks have been a little slow. The time around Amherst has, yeah, things have slowed down. Thomas, I am a different person because I found operations. Yeah, I mean, I get to go operate on Perry Squire's layout on Sunday. Like, how awesome is that? Like, that's just incredible. And then some of the operators that are going to be at Perry's layout are other people that have amazing layouts as well, and are other like big name operators. You know, I mean, okay, it's not Taylor Swift, but you know, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah, the group in this area, for the most part, is really, really incredible. So I got very fortunate, very fortunate that somebody gave me a chance at my first op session. And if I didn't get that first chance, it might have taken me a lot longer to get involved. So here's something I learned about Taylor Swift that I thought was very interesting. Do a Google search. This is apparently real. Taylor Swift, a little model of Taylor Swift is going to be on the model railroad layout that is at the Chicago Science and Something Museum in Chicago. So, yeah. So Dave Ramos is one of the people that's going to be at Perry's this Sunday. So, yep, Split Rock is famous. He got published. I think pretty much everybody at this op session on Sunday has gotten published except for me. How has T-Swizzle ended up in our stream? Oh, I know. Well, so I looked it up the other day. We were talking about celebrities and model railroading, and somebody mentioned, you know, Taylor Swift, because it's kind of become a little bit of a joke. So I just did a Google search for Taylor Swift model railroad, and yes, that's it. Chicago Museum of Science and Industry. Thank you. So, oh, is that what's happening? Is she's it's Springfield. Is she doing something for the Super Bowl? I don't even know. I don't even know. But anyway, I did a Google search. Look up Taylor Swift model railroad, and you will see that it is real, that they're putting her image on the layout at the the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's I think it's good to, you know, get the hobby out there, and you know, yeah. Adam, I couldn't tell you more. So Perry's op session is on Sunday, and he said, like, we have a hard stop at 3 o'clock to go because of the Super Bowl, so people can get home for it. And I was like, who cares? Who cares? I don't know. It's fun to watch the Super Bowl. I get it. Like, I like going to Super Bowl parties. Like, I get the social aspect of it. I'd rather just go play with my model trains and go to an op session. From the city that never sleeps, farewell, model citizens.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.